Hey everybody, today I will be doing Unit Analysis, a series where I look at various Fire Emblem units and see how good they are objectively. Today I will be looking at Lyn, one of the most popular characters in the series. First up, why do people like Lyn? First up, she's a popular character. She's appeared in even spin-offs like Warriors and Heroes. To get an idea of how popular she is, she has so many fucking alts, it's insane. In fact, she's so popular, she's appeared in every single Smash game since Brawl as an assist trophy, expanding her popularity even outside of Fire Emblem. Next, Lyn is one of the main lords in FE7 and the star of her own mode, Lyn Mode, which the player has to play first on their first run of this game. Because of this, players will connect with her first of the main lords in the game. And lastly, her animations. She has very flashy animations, and she also has a pretty attractive appearance, so that adds to her unit feel. Alright, let's talk about Lyn's good qualities. First up, her personal weapon, the Manikati. It's like a rapier with improved stats. This allows her to destroy enemies such as Cavaliers and Armor-Knights, and it even has a crit bonus, so she can potentially one-shot them too. Next up, Lyn is fast. Lyn has a decent speed base and a very high speed growth too, so she's likely to double most enemies throughout the game. Next, Lyn can get a boost on Lyn Mode, and she can have relatively decent stats on average. Lastly, Lyn's promotion to Blade Lord gives her some pretty great promotion games by FE7 standards. Alright, let's rip this band-aid off, shall we? Lyn is a fucking dog shit unit in FE7. First up, if you don't play Lyn mode, she joins with these stats. These stats are not very impressive for her join time. Next up, her bulk. It's really bad. She has 16 or 18 HP at base and 2 defense at base. This means that she will be two-shot by most enemies throughout the game. Next up, Lyn is Swordlock. This hinders her in quite a few ways. First up, a lot of enemies in FE7 wield lances, and they will often have weapon triangle advantage against her. On top of that, unlike lances and axes, swords do not have very accessible 1-2 range. While there are 1-2 range swords, they are more specialized than hand axes and javelins as they have magical properties. Lastly, swords have little might, so they don't do much damage, and Lyn's strength isn't particularly high. She only has 4 or 5 strength at base and a 40% growth, so she isn't likely to do much damage throughout the game. Lyn promotes late. The earliest she can promote is in Unfulfilled Heart, which is in Chapter 26 in Hector mode. By this point, most units should have already had some item to promote themselves with. Next up, Lyn now gets a D rank at bows. This isn't very helpful because she only gets 2 range upon promotion, and she'll still be a liability on enemy phase. Next, let's talk about Lyn's speed. It is very fast, but it is overkill, as most enemies in FE7 are slow, and even units with more average speed can double them. And the few enemies you need speed for, like heroes and Valkyries, are too fast for Lyn to double. Lyn's high speed gives her above average avoidance against most enemies to help compensate for her bad bulk, but her avoidance isn't reliable in the slightest until much later in the game.